Kazakhstan's political opposition had plenty to shout about at this unauthorised rally of about 500 supporters. Recent parliamentary elections were criticised by international observers, and there have been several arrests of opposition activists and journalists by the security services. On Thursday, journalists demonstrated outside this court hearing for a newspaper editor suspected of attempting to overthrow the constitutional order. A prominent human rights activist and the leader of an opposition political party, ALGA, were also arrested this week. Vladimir Kozlov faces charges of inciting social hatred in connection with the violence in West Kazakhstan last month, in which at least 14 people were shot dead by security forces. Around 40 others are being held for their alleged involvement in the Jazeera industrial protest that turned into a riot. Human Rights Watch has accused the government of misusing criminal law to silence its opponents, a view shared by this former Kazakh senator.
Human rights are abused in Kazakhstan. Here, those who think differently are persecuted. Kazakhstan is an authoritarian state in which those in power will do anything to survive.
The Kazakh government says it accepts some of the blame for the Jazeera events, charging local officials with corruption, and even opening criminal cases against some police officers for using excessive force against civilians, as amateur video has repeatedly shown.
In some cases, the use of weapons by police was disproportionate. The reaction to their attackers was unequal to the threat, thus leading to deaths and injuries of citizens.
At this protest, few believe the government is serious about taking responsibility. Aside from a handful of mid-ranking officials, it's largely protesters and political opponents who face imprisonment. The relatively small number of people who turned up to protest today gives an indication of how limited open dissent towards the government here is. If there are more people who are unhappy about the way things are going, they're not prepared to stand up and be counted. The police kept to the sidelines at this demonstration, but one lesson many in Kazakhstan will have learned since Jazeera is that if the authorities identify a threat, they're prepared to do whatever's required to eliminate it. Forestier-Walker, Al Jazeera, Almaty.